Hi guys, it is the AFL Yank back here again, and where I currently live, it is Thursday. It's Thursday, the 21st of July of 2022. Obviously, um, this is going to be my AFL video for the last 5 rounds of the season and how I think finals will go, according to my predictions to these last 5 rounds. Now, this is just an early preview. This is not going to be my final tips for the season. These are just my like projections so far because anything can change within these past 5 rounds. Within the not the past these next 5 rounds. Like anything can happen, and my opinion will definitely shift over time throughout these next 5 rounds and how I think finals will go. So here we go. Let's get the predictions off for rounds 19 through 23 and how I think finals will go. So, kicking it off, it is the Richmond Tigers versus Freo. Definitely going to be a very, very interesting match. I mean, the Tigers do have a possible chance of winning, but since the game is in Victoria, although the Freo have done really well in Victoria this year, I'm sorry, Tigers fans, but I gotta go Freo to win this game. I'm gonna go Freo to win by 14. I know I initially said Richmond in my tipping video, but yeah, my opinion has changed already. North versus Hawthorn. I am actually feeling very lenient that North might actually upset somebody. Like, I feel very lenient about it. I think it is possible. But regardless, though, I'm still going to tip Hawthorn for now, but I'll tip Hawthorn to win this game by 7 points, but I would not be surprised if North won this weekend. I would not be surprised at all. Sydney versus Adelaide at the SCG. The Swans have really made the SCG their fortress. I'm actually pretty confident in this game heading into this weekend. I think we'll see another strong Swans win. I feel like the Swans could potentially make a run for top 4, but hey, that's just my optimistic self. I just get a bit optimistic, that's all, but yeah. Port Adelaide versus Geelong. Adelaide Oval. This one's going to be tough. I really do not see an upset in this one. I mean, it is possible, but I think it's going to be really hard for Geelong to drop a game like this. I feel like the Cats are going to hang on a game like this and probably win by 23 points. Brisbane versus Gold Coast, no surprise. I'm going with the Lions to win this game. I feel like they're going to be too strong for Gold Coast. The Suns, they always perform poorly against Brisbane for some reason. Always a frustration against them. Western Bulldogs versus Melbourne. This one's in. I feel like the Doggies are going to try and make a run. They might make a run for finals. Like, they might be motivated for this game. But yeah. D's, they've been a bit shaky as of late, but this one's going to be interesting. Because the Doggies actually did dominate Melbourne last year. The Doggies did dominate Melbourne last year, like late in the season, but then obviously we all know what happened in the grand final. Yeah, this one's interesting. Like, how long are the D's going to be able to win? Because they could easily drop a game here. Oof, this one's a little bit tough, but for now I'll go. I feel like the D's might actually drop a game. It's really possible, but I feel like the D's are going to hang on to win a game like this. It's really possible. Carlton versus GWS. No surprise here, going with the Blues to win this game. They should win it by a hefty margin. Collingwood versus Essendon is definitely going to be a very intriguing game. Both sides are on hot streaks. Collingwood with 8 wins in a row, and Essendon on a recent hot 3-game winning streak. This one's going to be interesting. Like, this could really go either way. This could definitely be a showdown for the ages, but even though I do initially have Collingwood as my tip, I still am decisive over my tip. But yeah, for now, I'm actually going to say Essendon might actually upset the Pies. I kind of feel it happening. I think Essendon might actually upset Collingwood. I mean, Collingwood's had like an 8-game winning streak or something like that. Like, it's bound to end. And then the last tip for round 19, West Coast versus St. Kilda. No surprise, going with the Saints to win this game. So yeah, end of round 19, here's the projected tips. Geelong first, D second, Lions third, Freo fourth, Swans fifth, Carlton sixth, Collingwood seventh, and St. Kilda eighth. So yeah, there's the 8 right now in this scenario, if it happens. Then, Freo versus Melbourne. Very much bound for an upset to happen. This one's going to be such an interesting game, but I feel like with the home advantage, I think Freo's got this in the bag. Freo's got this game. And, yeah. Looking really close. Collingwood versus Port at the MCG. I feel like Collingwood would easily rebound from it in a game like this. Like, very easy to rebound. Sydney versus GWS. The last time both the Swans and Giants met at the SCG, the Giants, of course, had that massive upset after the Swans seemingly dominated all game with Buddy absolutely tearing it up, but I feel like a change of heart's going to happen. I feel like Swans are going to win this by 28, just to keep up that momentum. St. Kilda versus Hawthorn at Marvel. This, yeah, not really surprised in any way. I feel like St. Kilda would probably win this. But yeah, Saints with a shot at finals in this alternate scenario. Saints actually in finals in the 8. Like, they're capable of doing it. But just the way they make it, it's just super hard. Geelong versus Western Bulldogs, no surprise. Got to go with the Cats. And then Adelaide versus Carlton at the Adelaide Oval. Oh, this could be interesting because the Crows, they've had a decent form as of late, but I do not really see them doing well against the Swans. But yeah, for now I'll say Carlton. Gold Coast versus the Eagles. No surprise here, I think. I'm actually going to see I actually see the Gold Coast Suns getting a very good win in that. Really to boost their finals hopes. Richmond versus the Brisbane Lions. Very, very much possible of being an upset, but I feel like the Lions might be too strong. But I mean, one of the main final sides could easily drop a game. It's possible. And of course, the Lions have somehow not won a game at the MCG, which is incredibly weird. But I feel like we might see an upset here. It's possible. I'm actually going to say Richmond in this scenario. But I mean, anything can happen. Essendon versus North Melbourne. Bombers versus Roos. I feel like Essendon's going to keep their hot streak going. I do not see an upset for North Melbourne, unfortunately. They could get an upset win, it is possible, but I just don't see it happening against a team like... Just don't see it happening against a team like Essendon, who have actually been in really good form as of late. Really surprising, too. Melbourne versus Collingwood. Pies trying to find a way... Ooh, this one's going to be so interesting. But I'm going to tip Collingwood here. I think they can do it. I think they could potentially sweep Melbourne. It's possible. Hawthorn versus Gold Coast in Tasmania. Oh, this one's... The Suns just find a way to mess up their finals runs. Yeah, I feel like Hawthorn might get an upset win here. It's really possible. Actually, I feel like the Suns might be more motivated. So yeah, a bit of change of tips there. GWS versus Essendon, round 21. Once again, I see Essendon keeping their good run. I wouldn't be surprised if Essendon won that game. Western Bulldogs versus Freo. the Doggies. They're always such an intriguing side, but they just can't really keep it up. But regardless, I'm going to say Freo win that game. I feel like they're in a really good hunt of they're basically a good lock for top 4. Geelong versus St. Kilda. Once again, not surprised. Going to go with Geelong to win that game. And they're pretty much locked in for the top spot. Port Adelaide versus Richmond. Going to go with Port to win this game. Actually, a little bit of change of mind. Yeah, Richmond haven't really been good on the road, to be honest, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong. I mean, I don't really do my research, but yeah. See, I'll still say Port for now. And the North Melbourne versus Sydney, which the Swans always just, in these types of games, always just fumble the... They just somehow find a way to mess it up for some reason. But to be honest, I feel like the Swans are going to be better motivated here. I feel like a pretty strong win. I know I'm optimistic, but still... Brisbane Lions versus Carlton at the Gabba. Not surprised. I see the Lions winning that game. And finally, West Coast versus Adelaide in Perth. Ooh, two sides fighting. Well, Adelaide is out of the race for the... basically out of the race for Wooden Spoon. They're just bottom 4 worthy anyways. I feel like Adelaide's got I feel like Adelaide's going to win this. I feel like they'll be better motivated against a team like the Eagles. St. Kilda versus the Brisbane Lions. Oh, I feel like the Lions, they really should win this game. Definitely. And I feel like that could probably happen. So yeah, Lions winning that game. Western Bulldogs versus GWS. Gonna go with the Doggies to win this game. Adelaide versus North Melbourne. I feel like the Crows could actually, I would not be surprised if North won this game. I would not be surprised. Would not be surprised at all if a team like North won. But regarding, I'm actually going to tip North here. I feel like they could get an upset win here. Be motivated with their interim coach, all that goodness. And, yeah. Gold Coast versus Geelong at Metricon. Late in the season, Cats, I feel like they'll have a little bit of hangover here. And just like that, Gold Coast is in the 8 because of magic at Metricon. Melbourne versus Carlton. Definitely going to be an interesting game for sure. But I feel like an upset brewing here. I'm going to go with Melbourne to win this game. No, not Melbourne. Carlton to win this game. Freo versus West Coast. No surprise. Going with Freo to win that game. Richmond versus Hawthorn. I feel like the Tigers, they're going to make a late push here. Gonna get a win here. And then Sydney versus Collingwood. Wait, did I tip the Swans to beat the Saints? Oh, wait, that's last round. That's right. Sydney versus Collingwood at the SCG. If it was easily at the MCG, I would easily tip Collingwood to win this game, but... Ooh, this one's tough. But I feel like in a thriller, the Swans get it done by 5 points in a possible thriller. But I feel like it could definitely go either way. I could definitely see Collingwood winning a game like that. Essendon versus Port. Gonna go with Essendon to win here. I think they're gonna make a nice little push. Brisbane Lions versus Melbourne, going with the Lions to win at the Gabba, and the D's outside of the 8. No, outside the top 4. And round 22. It was what? And that's the last game of round 22. And then to start round 23, the D's lose against Brisbane at the Gabba. It's the same results. Carlton versus Collingwood. I see the Pies getting a massive win here to really push their chances. Essendon versus Richmond. Ooh. Essendon might get that game. Potentially. Geelong versus West Coast. No surprise. Cats should win that game. I think the Eagles will definitely put up a fight, but I think the Cats will be too strong. Similar thing to what happened in 2020 when they faced the Swans, where the Swans seemed to dominate all day and then they just fell short. GWS versus Freo. No surprise here. Going to go Freo to win this game. Hawthorn versus the Western Bulldogs in Tasmania. I see a Doggies win. North Melbourne versus Gold Coast. This one's so intriguing. We got a 5-way run for 8th. Richmond, West Coast. But yeah, Essendon are out of the run. I would not be surprised if North Melbourne won this game, because like the Suns, they always just fumble an opportunity to really run away with a win like this. They really do. Like, I really want the Suns to do well, but they just seem to fumble an opportunity. And honestly, I feel like North might actually get that done. St. Kilda versus Sydney. The Swans needing to win this game to hold on. Well, actually, if the Swans lose this game, they actually still hang on to the top 4 in this alternate scenario. But yeah, I would not be surprised if St. Kilda won. See, I'm going to go St. Kilda will actually win that game in round 23. Port versus the Crows. Going with Port to win this game to equal things out. And that is the end of my projected predictions for the rest of the regular season. Cats first, Dockers second, Lions third, Swans fourth, Pies fifth, D's sixth, Blues seventh, and the Saints in 8th. Richmond 9th, Doggies 10th, Suns 11th, Essendon 12th, Port 13th, Hawthorn 14th, Adelaide 15th, GWS 16th, North Melbourne 17th, and West Coast in 18th. So here we go, finals predictions. And I'm not going to make this too much like Swans, like pro-Swans propaganda. But let's do this. Quarterfinal 1, Cats versus Swans. You either get a Cats side in finals that either dominates or they somehow fumble the bag at home, which they've done a couple of times. Like, the Cats are a bit jittery at times during finals, in a way. But yeah. But regardless, though, I think the Swans have surprisingly been a really good side at GMHBA in the past. They've actually been one of the better sides there. But yeah, I feel like with the sort of inexperience the Swans have for now, I feel like, I mean, an upset is definitely possible. The Swans could definitely pull off an upset they achieved against Port in 2003. I could see the Swans pulling off a Port-style upset that they... An upset of Port, like pulling off like a similar... Excuse me. I could see the Swans pulling off a similar thing that they did against Port in 2003. It is really possible. But going to go with the Cats to win that game. Frio versus the Lions. I think the Dockers will win, just with the home advantage alone. Pies versus St. Kilda. No surprise here. I'm going to say Colin would win that game. Melbourne versus Carlton. I'm actually going to go with the D's to win this game. There's always one upset during finals, it seems. Always seems like it happens that way. So, what would the one upset be? Actually, I think the Swans pulled off what they did in 2003, where they upset the Cats at GMHBA, just like the same way they upsetted Port at I know they don't currently play at Adelaide. They didn't play at Adelaide Oval back then. What was the stadium in Adelaide? Wasn't it like Telstra Stadium? No. No worries though. Just a little bit quick research to find out where it was. Football Park. That's what it was. Football Park in Adelaide was where the upset happened. So yeah. Then the Cats versus Pies. I see the Cats winning that game. And then the Lions versus the D's at the Gabba. Oh, very, very intriguing game because the Lions have been so good at the Gabba, but I feel like the D's might actually pull off a good run. Regardless, though, I'm going to say Lions win that game. Then the Cats versus the Dockers at Optus Stadium, and then the SCG Sydney versus the Brisbane Lions. This one's so interesting because earlier in the year the Lions absolutely dominated the Swans it actually wasn't at the Gabba, it was at the SCG. The Lions absolutely dominated the Swans in that game. Just absolutely dominated them. This really reminds you of 2003, no lie. No, I'm not even joking. This feels like 2003 all over again. But regardless, though, anything's possible, really. But I feel like the Lions might keep that momentum they had. Well, it seems like the Lions always choke, to be honest, so I'm actually going to go with the Swans to beat the Lions at the SCG in a revenge-style game. Your guys are going to so complain about my optimism in the comments section. I can already hear it. Oh my god. I'm just way too optimistic, man. Like, we should really realistically probably lose to the Pies, but yeah. But regardless, yeah. And then I see the Cats probably, I can definitely see the Cats potentially winning at, potentially with winning an Optus. Just the pressure for the Dockers, this is going to be a little bit too much. And then we have the ultimate dynamic team versus the underdog. And honestly, what I can say from here, I mean, I've given a lot of shit to the Cats. Like I've said, they're chokers and stuff, but yeah. Besides that, though, I think the Swans lister's just a little bit too young as of right now. I mean, they're definitely going to make a big push since this could be Buddy Franklin's final year. Like, I think there's going to be plenty of motivation behind that, but I'm going to say it, Cats win the grand final. If they keep the momentum and don't blow it, I can see the Cats winning the grand final in September. Although I don't know why I think I might have put some overhate on the D's, but yeah. I mean, the Lions haven't really been the best side in finals either. So a little bit of rewrite here. I could say the D's, and then it's what, Cats versus D's, or... But the Swans dominated the D's pretty well in the MCG, and I feel like a similar thing could happen if the Swans ever hosted the prelim at SCG. So yeah, same result. I still think the Cats will probably be... Ooh. I mean, they did defeat the Cats, so... The Swans have seemingly been pretty good against top 8 sides, so... Call me biased, what the hell. Fuck it. Curb my freaking optimism. Regardless, though, I hope you guys enjoyed that tipping video. I mean, any side could... Shoot. I mean, realistically, any side could potentially... If they, like... Realistically, any top 4 side could possibly make it to the grand final this year. Like, we could potentially see the D's back in the grand final again this year. Who knows, but... Yeah, these are just my predictions. I just have that feeling in me. I mean, that feeling has backfired on me dozens of times, like... But yeah. Regardless, though, hope you enjoyed this video. This is the AFL Yank signing out. Swannies are going to prove me wrong. But not in a bad way, just the honest way. Yeah. See you soon, guys.